Hi guys, my name is Mark and today we will talk about the Bruce Lee edition of the X2 by Pulsar. Let's go guys. So we will talk about this mice or those two mice, and in special I will talk about the family and friends version Pulsar sent me in this awesome box, which is basically totally the same one as the one you can buy, the yellow and black one. Besides this colors, or the colors here are reversed. It's black and yellow, so it has a yellow stripe and it has those little signature which called or says family and friends. The rest is pretty identical. I have the number 50. I have no idea how many of them got sent out, but I'm glad I got one because I still need to buy all the products I show you and review myself. Like also these two pets, the it's the ES2, I think. Yeah, no, the ES1 and the ES2. I also bought myself to make another review, which will come right after this one, by the way. But today we will focus on the X2 Bruce Lee version. What's different now, you ask yourself, to all the other X2s or reviews you saw about the X2. This version basically is a little bit reworked on the PCB and mainly on the clicks. The clicks are optical now and they feel very good, very snappy, because some people said like click feeling is different left and right side on the normal Pulsars X2s, and then it's not, doesn't feel very snappy, clicky, or it's like a good feeling. But I can tell you, this Bruce Lee one is like, feels insane snappy for me. Also, you can feel that the debounce in general is very low. It comes set by fabric with 2 ms. You can set it to 0 ms, which I did for the Elder test, which I'll show you later. I played it on Apex for some hours. I enjoyed it a lot after like 15 minutes and changing the PTFE skates to glass skates. Was pretty good. Not gonna lie, I was a little impressed how you can feel that optical, or the way they implemented the optical debounce is like giving you the advantage of still having, or are very fast available to click your mouse, so the main mouse button or the secondary one again. So the actuation point and the release point is very fast and you can feel it. It also feels very, very snappy, very tactile and very responsive on both of your fingers, on M1 and on M2. And I think mainly you are not in advantage, you don't feel the advantage really good on games like Apex. I think it's more made for tactical shooter. Besides this, it pretty much performs the same like all the other X2s. You can now, by the way, with the software directly and only for the Bruce Lee edition, can change the sensor sleep timer mode up to 10 minutes. I've done this. I also always change to 1600 dpi and I'm using those high lift-off distances. I played it on the ES1 to directly test and compare it to other mousepads and know how it feels. And I can say it's very pixel precise. I tested it also with motion sync and without, and I would say for me the motion sync is in Apex kinda, I don't know, it's not useless, but those micro corrections feel better or more direct without motion sync. And for games like Valorant, I would say just use motion sync, because the Valorant feeling is off anyway in the game or by the game itself. So for Valorant and CS, I would go with motion sync. For games like Apex, where you need a really good micro adjustment, I wouldn't. So overall, it feels very good. Sensor feeling is very fine. Click feeling very good, very responsive and fast. Mouse red is tactile, feels good. Mouse click is good. In general, this little mouse wheel with the small signature on it also looks very awesome. In general, I would say the overall look of the mouse is very superior, feels good. The coating is more matte. The yellow matte feels also very good. It's not like it is, how can I say, on some mice for me, even if they are the coating feels matte, I start to have like sweaty hands or sweaty fingers, and then it gets like how can I say, it gets a little bit slippery for my thumb then. Here it is not the case. And for when I compared, for example, with the HD Ace, HD Plus Ace, there was this feeling way worse on the white one. Here it's very good. And the thing is, one thing I can tell you already, if you go with the finger over the colors or over the edges on the colors, you can feel the colors. So yeah, it is structured. I think the base color is, or here on this one was yellow, and that's why these ones are yellow with a black stripe, and these one are reverted. I think the black here is getting on the mouse after, but I'm not pretty sure how they done it, but feels very superior. As I said, they are available in mini and in normal, and for me, with the fingertip grip like this, looking like this, was pretty good to play. Was with the glass gates in the box by Pulsar. Also, there's a set of extra PTFE skates, by the way, was pretty good to handle. What you get in the box is pretty much this here. You have new PTFE skates already below here. It's different ones to the first two batches. You instantly see that they are a little bit changed. The arc curve looked a little bit different. There is the extra set of it. There are the super glides. You get the normal or a high quality cable, not gonna lie, it also feels high quality, it's very good. That's this one here. Then you get the adapter, and then you get the dongle, and you always can identify your dongle of this mouse because it has also some Bruce Lee signs on it. So some Japanese, and pretty cool made, looks good. Everything is color matching with the pads, for example, also feels very high class, to be honest. It feels like worth the money you have paid for. What you will pay for is $119.99 in US dollar and $124.99 in euros. Is it worth it for a limited mouse with a high quality feeling? Yes, of course. And as much as I know, if you are afraid of like problems with the mouse, Pulsar is lately or in general very open to get those mouse which get defect after some time on scroll wheel or click buttons on the older versions. They just get it back and you get your money in return, or a new mouse, or someone will repair it. So at the end, if you have problems, someone will fix your problems. It's not the case that you like from other brands, it gets like jammed and then you don't get anything, maybe your money or a discount code for the next buy. That's not the case with those Pulsar products. Pulsar cares a lot about their customers, I'm not gonna lie. Then we also can talk about the latency. That's why most or a lot of you people are here. I compared it. I'm glad I got the Asus AQN back because I can use the the other measurements I already have from the last time I had the AQN. I made those measurements basically on 1st of December last month. I just included the last batch I had of the white Pulsar NM with 0 milliseconds debounce, the TheWhale Aria XD with 0 milliseconds debounce. I tested the Bruce Lee wired and wireless, and the first time with a Pulsar mice thing happened, which normally happens only with high class products like the GPX. The latency dropped, but I will show you in a sec. And I still have the HD Plus Ace, which I talked about, and the GPX in here, because I want to give you some stuff to compare. The first batch or the second batch of the white one had like 10.8 milliseconds in end-to-end latencies when I click to the shot breaks on the monitor. That's pretty decent. It's not that bad, to be honest, because most of you don't even have like a system which reacts this fast when it's not very well optimized. The TheWhale Aria, for example, was like 1 millisecond faster. When I tested it in December, was 9.79 milliseconds. Keep in mind the Aria is like $74.99 in online shops in Europe. It's called TheWhale. It's the Aria, it's the same one as the Fanatec, by the way. It's only a different brand name. Then I had or have on the next place the Pulsar Bruce Lee in wireless mode. The wireless mode gives you 9.27 milliseconds with aviation, so with a more or less 1.1 milliseconds in general of like latency window, which is pretty decent. I would say you see they improved. It's 1.5 milliseconds less compared to the second batch of the Pulsar. I also will later test the red one and the Founders Edition, the green one, to have a comparison too. On the next place is the Hati Plus Ace with 0 milliseconds debounce. It is like 8.72 milliseconds. Also a pretty decent number. The review for this and the 4K version will come also in the next weeks, as I also need to review a lot of other stuff too. Next one is the Pulsar Bruce Lee in wired mode, which was surprising for me because I saw this the first time on the Pulsar mouse. There is 7.93 milliseconds with the USB cable, the USB-C cable docked in, and the mouse switched to off. Really good. And I know Pulsar would be able to unlash or unrelease, or how can I say, to overwrite their own code to have the same performance and wireless performance. But it's up to you to give this to Pulsar or force this to Pulsar to have this back. And then we just have the benchmark mouse, in my opinion, the GPX, which performs awesome since 2 years, the G Pro Superlight. It has 6.74 milliseconds, which is still outstanding. It's not as fast as a Soundkönig, but it's very, very good in latency, and it's still a tough competition. But for most of you, the shape doesn't suit. So if the shape of the X2 suits you, buy it. Good mouse, the Bruce Lee, great feeling, great clicks, especially the clicks. Left and right click, both feel the same, no jitter, no jibby. It's like no real pre or it just feels really snappy when clicking. We have to see how it feels after like 1, 2, 3 months using it, but for now it's an awesome feeling. And I know if these optical switches have a very high click count number, like 70 million, and some even, I know the old ones have 150 million clicks, but I think these one are 70 million, so there's a go from me for this mouse, I'm not gonna lie. It's like the shots on the Wingman, or for example, with the Spitfire, when try to single shot with the Spitfire and Apex very fast, was a very good feeling of the click itself, just how it felt mechanically and how you saw the shots came in which frequency, how fast the frequency was. Pretty good, well made. Little bit surprised they implemented it this good. So for me, that's what it's all for today. It's like I'm done. I hope you enjoyed the review and you got some information which helped you to decide if you may want this mouse or not. For me, it's a good step from Pulsar, and I want to see the next steps, guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.